Hi out there, littles, middles, bigs, and maybe even vanillas. So, it is Monday, August 1st. I just got back from SummerCAP last night at about 10:30-ish. It was a blast. It was really cool. Had the best time I've ever had there. Probably because I went alone and I didn't have somebody else hanging around, kind of making it a bummer. And I actually got to interact with people and talk with people, meet with people, and not have somebody standing there with their arms crossed, rolling their eyes. So, I also got to do things that I had never gotten to do in the past. And really explore the con and, the everything that is at the hotel, the different rooms, and I got to go to whichever classes I wanted to go to. There wasn't, didn't have to confer with somebody else whether or not they wanted to go to that particular class. If I wanted to go, I went. So it was a good time. I talked with a lot of great people. And with that, I think we'll go to the first thing that I'm going to talk about from actually Saturday night. I've been wanting to do it for years now. And it used to be called the pageant. They just called it the talent show this year. But there's a particular song I wanted to play of mine, and so I did it. And I did not win. I got this nifty little medal, though, for participating. My first and only ever participation trophy. I was pre that generation. But it was a good time, and the people who did win definitely deserved to win. There's a really funny comedian who was there, and I've looked her stuff up since, and she is super, super funny. But I don't know if she wants me talking about that or mentioning her by name that she was there. So I'm not going to do that, but I have watched her comedy, and she is super funny. So that was a lot of fun. And like I told a lot of the people that I talked with, every year that I've gone, this was my fourth. Although technically this one wasn't CapCon, it was SummerCAP. I've always gone to Jimmy's Overcoming Shame, which is an amazing class, and it's one of those that's always worth going back because you grow and you change, and there's always new things to learn about yourself, and so it's always worth it to go back and check in with yourself and see where you're at now. And having done the class several times now, I got up and shared stuff and participated more, and it was really cool. It was kind of cool to be one of the people that was a returning person, and somebody that had been in the class before and kind of knew what was going on. So that was really cool. Let's see. And then, of course, you know, the psychology of ABDL and, you know, the history of it and all that. Of course, the history part doesn't really change, but, you know, there are some more modern things, you know, getting added to it all the time, and he's always updating his resources and, you know, compiling his bibliography, and, you know, so that's always evolving and it's always changing, so that's always cool to see. And then, of course, I never ever miss Dr. Rhoda, and I took my book, and it's really funny. Can't get the page now. There it is. I got her to sign it, and she says, you know, I didn't sign this for you when you bought it? I was like, no, because I didn't buy that here at the con. I said I was listening to Love and Brief when you like announced that the book was out and available. I said I went to Amazon while the episode was still playing on my phone and bought it, and it was at my house 2 days later. She started laughing. She was like, oh, well, thank you very much, you know. I was like, hey, you know, thank you for, you know, everything you've done for the community. So, you know, that was really cool. Oh, and Jimmy's class, because I got up and shared, I got bubbles, which I did not open there. I tried to share with other people, but nobody really seemed to be interested. Or at least none of the people I was talking to were interested. So we'll just save those for another time, I guess. On the way in, after you got registered and everything, the Pacifier Addict had a table set up, and they were giving away your choice of free pacifiers. They had little boxes of 3s or like bigger ones that were like individual ones, and so I took because I like the smaller mouth guard. I don't really care for the big wide guards. So these are actually this blue one, because I love blue. This is actually my new favorite. I really like this one. And in the welcome pack, there was a $15 off coupon for My Inner Baby, which is I think the only in-person ABDL store I've ever been to, down in Noblesville, Indiana, just outside of Indianapolis. And and I've made 2 trips down there. I made one actually on the way to a funeral. But I was down that way. I was like, I'm down here. I gotta stop in. And then the other time was on my way to see Counting Crows. I was on my way to the Counting Crows concert in Indianapolis last August, and I had to stop in there. I didn't get my new onesie. There's gonna be an edit. So, I thought, well, I like to be loyal to, you know, small businesses like that when I can, since they were there, and I like this store. And Mommy Sabina, and I talked to her a couple of times the 2 times I was down at the store, and so I picked out some stuff. I got a really cool Dinosaur Pacifier clip thing, which I had never had any of these, and so I wanted to get one. And then little did I find out they were giving ones away for free, so now I have 2, which is cool. My green one, Pacifier's still on here. The blue one was on here, but I don't need the clip when I'm sleeping in bed. And let's see, and then I bought new onesies down under. airplanes and blimps and helicopters and planes. I think it's a really cool one. I like it. I love the material that Onesies Down Under use. It's like, I don't know if it's, yep, 95% cotton and 5% spandex. Very stretchy, very comfortable. I love the way these feel. They're awesome. And I also picked up some Megamax tie-dyed. So I've used Megamax before. I've had blue ones and black ones and white ones. It's the same thing, just with a tie-dyed print. And I was one of those like hippie throwback kids in the 90s that, you know, had tie-dyed Bob Marley t-shirts and stuff. So I wanted to do something a little different. So I got those. So that was all really cool. And also from Jimmy's class, I got this cool "I'll Never Grow Up" pin. And then, well, we'll get to that other part later. I attended a class taught by this kid, Maddie. And when I say kid, I mean kid because I don't know exactly how old he really is because he wouldn't tell me. He was being funny, and he was funny. But he's young, and, you know, I'm 41. But he was just so, like, smart and emotionally intelligent and, like, aware and, like, you know, very wise beyond his years about relationships, which blew my mind. I had to go up and talk to him afterwards and tell him that. And I had, you know, he was given this great presentation. I mean, just wonderful. But, you know, I felt the need to, you know, add to it. Like, he asked for if anybody had anything to add or anything to say, and I was like, yeah. I was like, your advice that you're giving on, you know, as far as how you're treating other people and being aware of yourself and these things, that's all really great. I was like, but, you know, a word of warning, you know, we all need to be aware of, you know, people that are going to be willing and wanting to take advantage of us. Like, we are a marginalized group, you know, so, you know, don't get so caught up in somebody being willing to accept this about you that you're missing red flags. No, learn about red flags and be, you know, aware of them and watch for them. And he was like, yes. He's like, yes, absolutely. So that was really cool. And man, he's a super smart kid and really, really cool kid. Then I'll talk about this last kid or class. I've never really talked with this person, although I think if I remember right, he was on the Love and Brief panel. But he taught a class about what to do if you get outed, and a strategy for dealing with it. I'm just gonna hold that up there for a minute, and if you want to, you can pause that and read it. But it was a really cool class, you know, very informative, very level-headed, and, you know, something that probably a lot of people, you know, live in fear of and need to hear. So these days I don't have to worry too much about that because most of the people that are close to me pretty much already know, like most of my family. I'm pretty sure probably like all the adults in my family, like my siblings and at least a couple of my cousins and my grandma, my parents, my aunts and uncles. I'm pretty sure they all know. And my siblings and my grandma especially, it's we can like make jokes about it and it's fine. And when they tease me about it, it's not anything malicious. It's actually really funny, and it really is, and it's good natured. So no, so yeah, the whole being outed thing, like with work sometimes it's still kind of a concern because I live or work in a very like hyper masculine like industry, and I would probably survive it, but it wouldn't be it wouldn't be pretty. But it's no big deal. So oh, and from Maddie's class, he gave me this candle, and it is baby powder scented candle. It smells amazing. It is awesome. But yeah, he gave me that for sharing in his class. So yes, so I'm sure he'll never see it, but if he just happens to, thank you, Maddie. I do really appreciate that. That was a really cool thing. And it made me feel special that you appreciated me sharing.